Hello, 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 folks. It is another Your Mean Friend with Candyland Tarot. I'm sorry about the rant. It's just what it is. And this goes all to all of my newfound empaths, my old school empaths who've been empaths for a while, didn't know, just found out, all of that good stuff. My Intuits and my new mediums. Welcome, damn it, welcome to the community, whether you decide to do tarot and all of that or not, or if you just know that you naturally feel deeper. We are getting to why you all need to hang the fuck up sometimes. There are just times where you cannot help people and you have to understand that they aren't even particularly looking for help. So before we even get to my psychics, to my readers, because you all are going to have to deal with this for a long time professionally, we need to just get to my folks, those of you sweet, sweet folks who just happen to be the friend that everybody kind of calls on when things aren't lining up. And I'm not talking about emergencies like, someone needs somewhere to go or somebody's died or, they're grieving about something truly hard and heavy. Those are emergencies where, somebody's going to be emotionally more taxing than they normally would be. And you can handle that however you want, including say no, whatever you got to do. However, for those of you all who are always, and you're not even doing it on purpose, you're just a part of it, you're always trying to help someone out of a relationship, or they're always going on about some bad job, or they're always going on about how everything is horrible. You have to understand that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes these people are not your friends. Even if they're family, they're not necessarily wanting to fellowship and be around you. There are people who will recruit folks in their lives to vent to solely for that. You are not someone that they are trying to spend any real time with. Or if they are spending time with you, it's because literally no one else is trying to hear that bullshit. And I understand that there's a lot of people who don't really get the point. Not get the point, get the difference between venting and trauma dumping. There's a lot of people who are like, well, my friends can vent to me at any time they want, and I'm glad that, they're always there. We're not talking about somebody just calling you and saying, hey, I got something on my mind. Can I talk about it? We're talking about those people, and sometimes they don't even know that they're doing it. So you got to give them some grace. Who this is all they do because this is their cycle to stay in whatever they're in. They solely want somebody to be a sounding board and either tell them that they're doing everything right or tell them, yeah, you're doing it wrong, but here's how you can fix it, short, of course, as always, short of leaving. Now that's not going to be an option. That's not going to be an option. So for those of you who aren't sure, someone saying that, those people where you give them options and ideas and there's just like always a stop sign to each one. And then when you try to say, well, maybe you should leave or you should look elsewhere, then either they get very angry at you, they shut you down, or they go into complete emotional blob. They say they don't know how, they can't, they don't know when, where, why. That's a cue for you to exit. You need to show them what it looks like, how it is to leave. This is how you do it. And you get the walk-in. For my professional psychics, especially my ones who just started, you all have to learn how to just let people know and be comfortable with telling them. You might have to see it for yourself. A lot of times people will call you trying to convince themselves they know what the information you're going to come up with, but they will argue you down the way they argue down in their minds. Oh, but it's really just a friend thing, right? Oh, it's just really this. But I'm the first love, and they always told me, and we have the spiritual connection, and I'm an empath too, so I know the connection. You just have to see it for yourself, and it's that simple. Do not pull all 72 cards trying to convince this person. For you tarot people who are pulling cards for yourself, you do not need 72 cards to answer some basic questions about a nigga or about a hoe. You don't need it. You don't. You're looking for an answer that you ain't got in there. You're looking for an alternative answer that you don't have, and it's completely okay. They can get a refund if they want, to let somebody know there's nothing I can tell you. There's nothing I can do. Your mind is made up. And sometimes people need to hear that too. They don't understand that they're not coming from as open a position as they think they are. We see this a lot with the folks who claim to be empaths, but somebody else could be being hurt in a relationship or in a family or what have you, and all of a sudden it doesn't matter because it's different. It's not really that. See, that takes mental gymnastics. We are here to throw them cards, give that information, and keep it moving. And if it starts going a little too further than that, my baby psychics especially, it's better for you to learn this now than later, then that can be, those people want someone to be codependent on them. They're usually codependent and they still need some type of power. If this other person isn't giving them their power, then they need to take it from someone. This is why I am very wary of people who are knowingly in relationships with narcissists, because in order to survive, you got to have some tendencies yourself. Like, after a while, it's going to rub on you. It is what it is. Doesn't mean that you're going to become one. But in order to survive their tactics, you have to kind of know how to fight fire with fire until you're away from that. And some folks, instead of learning how to fight fire with fire and then getting away, they only learn how to become better at manipulating a manipulative person, which means that they can end up manipulating you so they get their fix, just like whoever they're dealing with, always trauma dumping onto you, gets their fix from them. It's a cycle that you don't need to be a part of. For my Intuits, give the advice or don't give it. Hang up if you need to. Whatever you need to do to preserve your peace of mind. Ask people before. Are you looking for an option, or do you just need me to listen? If they just need you to listen, that's fine. But it cannot be an everyday thing. It just can't. Y'all gonna have to get a journal. People, it's crazy world out here. Other people need to decompress as well. And they might not feel comfortable with decompressing with you because you're always venting and doing the wrong thing with the wrong people. So folks don't have that same trust into you. That's for the people listening. I'm like, well, damn, I didn't know I was doing that. I understand. But my baby psychics, my Intuits, my empaths, just make sure to protect yourself mentally and spiritually. See you all soon. Bye.